Good evening and welcome to another fascinating episode of the Chocolate Box Presents. I am your host, Chocolate Drop, and as usual, you're in for a fascinating program. Tonight, we have a special treat for you because, like the title of the program, you never know what you're going to get. Well, you really didn't know you were going to get what you're going to get tonight because my guests are people who are all volunteers of public access right here at Charlotte-Mecklenburg Public Access Corporation. And starting from my left, I'm going to introduce Leta Calvert.
Yes.
And we got Vonne Bowman.
Yes.
And Shanita Poe.
Correct.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Happy to
Now,
be
normally you all came because you were going to be behind the scenes, but we have more than enough people behind the scene. At some point, we'll probably get some pictures of them, kind of drop them in so they can get some exposure. But as fate would have it, we don't know what we're going to talk about, so we're going to be all over the place.
Okay.
I've got some things that I want to talk about, and I want you all to weigh in on them, all right?
Okay.
I had to supply the green room with some food for tonight, and the customer service was just shoddy.
Ugh.
I mean, it kind of threw me out and pissed me off to the highest degree of pistivity. I think we can say pistivity on public access, right?
I think so.
I want to know, what are your thoughts about public service? Give us an example of some time when you went to patronize a business, but the service was so poor that you didn't know if you wanted to continue doing business with them. Who wants to weigh in on that for starters? Customer service.
I'd like to start. I am really a stickler about customer service because if I'm going to patronize your business, that's the least you could do is acknowledge me, greet me, and show me that you are glad that I'm there. I have been in a store where I've gone in and moving around, and this is really becoming popular where the workers are talking and conversating amongst themselves.
Ignoring you.
Absolutely. And after kind of being in there, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna go.
Do you say anything? Do you speak up? Say, hey, look, I'm over here.
Not at all. Why bother? You got to pick your battles, and it's not that necessary to bring it to their attention. But it is a real problem, I think, with customer service, and it's so important. So important. I worked for an organization, and we prided ourselves on excellent customer service. And so I know what it is to give excellent customer service.
You ever have that situation where you know that person felt like they really didn't want to be there that day, but yet they showed up because they need a paycheck? But that vibe, that energy is just, it's just oozing out of them. And you're like just the thought of having to go to, I'm going to say it, just the thought of having to go to the DMV. See that? When you think DMV, like, oh gosh, you're not going to have something, So you want to weigh in on that, maybe a situation that you experienced personally?
Yes, I experienced a situation last week.
What happened?
I went into a restaurant, and I won't say the name because not all of these restaurants are bad, but food was everywhere as they were making the burrito.
Mm-hmm. Narrows it down. Okay, it was a burrito.
Right.
Chain.
Yeah.
That narrows it down further. Go ahead.
But food was just everywhere. And so I went to the cashier. I wasn't trying to embarrass her, but I said, ma'am, this doesn't look good. And so she politely got a rag and wiped on top, but she still didn't get the food below. So I didn't say anything else. Then they proceeded to make another lady's burrito, and they put too much food in it, so the burrito basically broke. And they was like, get me another shell. And, in the meantime, I'm waiting patiently, still looking at the food that was still out of place.
Yeah.
And I just said, you know what? I said, I'm good. And unfortunately, I left my partial burrito there, and I left, yes.
So do you feel like it was your responsibility if you wanted that business to be more successful, could one say that it's your responsibility to let them know that they're about to lose a customer and that they need to get it right? Because they may very well say, well, thank you for bringing it to our attention. Or you can say, look, I didn't want to deal with them, I'm out of here. And they just never get any more of my business.
Well, I could have done that, but because I didn't have much time, I had to get back to work.
Okay.
So I didn't have the time to have that conversation, but that's not one I'll go back to.
Okay, let's duck for somebody else. Shanita, you want to weigh in on that?
These ladies are really nice.
Uh-oh.
They're really nice.
There's a butt coming, right?
I'm a little different.
How would you handle that situation?
Because I have gone into a eating establishment, a restaurant, and there were some difficulties and some challenges. So what I did was I made my order online. So I was anticipating my order to be ready when I got there, and it wasn't. And I waited and I waited, and eventually they said, "We don't have your order. Are you sure that you did the order?" And I showed them on the app where I had placed the order and paid for it. So as I sat there, I indicated to the person in front, I said, "May I speak to your manager?" The manager came. They said the exact same thing. "We don't have your order." I said, "Okay, I need to have my food as soon as possible. I've been waiting here for X amount of time. I need my food. Here's the verification." And showed them my app and showed my order. And they brought it out. They made it, and then they brought it out. As I was talking to the manager, I said, "May I have your manager's name and contact information?" Then I said, "Who is your district manager?
Go ahead.
Give me their name, complete name, and their number." "Thank you very much. I appreciate you." And I pointed out the ones that did give me, courtesy,
Right.
which was the initial person when I walked in. But all the rest, I did run down exactly how I was treated.
And I applaud you for taking it to the next level. It gives the restaurant owner a chance to make it good. They could do something to perhaps a complimentary whatever, but
Exactly.
it would more likely entice you to come back again versus just not doing anything.
No, I will not go back
Oh.
there. But, but
Okay.
the
So much for
fact,
that idea.
yeah, but the fact is that someone took the time to say, "I want someone higher than you because you're on site. I need someone off site. I need corporate." Then they put into place customer service regulations and how each individual need to handle the customer, because this
Policy.
woman is potentially going to corporate on us for this particular day. She has her receipt that has the time, the date, and the manager's name. So we need to put something in place because we will be receiving a call, and I will call.
Okay. So at this point, you haven't heard from them. That's still you're waiting to get the results from that.
Exactly. That wasn't the point. It was just to put the fear.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a principle of
It's the
matter.
principle, and I have called, and some people have taken action in different situations.
I want to add something else, still staying with customer service, but I saw you had your hands up. Vonne, did you want to weigh in on that? And I got a
Yeah.
follow-up to that.
Yeah, so I had a situation with a Dunkin' Donuts. And when I asked for a corporate number, they said there isn't one because we're franchised. So
That
there
seemed even more
is-
the reason there would be one.
Exactly. And they were just like, it's individual, so
Okay.
it's not a number that you can call. Where we placed an online order, got there, and it wasn't ready. It was like a bag of Joe, and they didn't even have any bags.
Wow.
So I said, did you call to let them know that there's no number attached when you place an order online? So it was really crazy.
Will
and
you
we had
patronize
to-
them again?
No,
Okay.
I will not.
So here's a follow-up. Let's just say we're talking about a restaurant, a fine dining restaurant, or maybe not fine dining, but just a sit-down restaurant. And you're there with your significant other, and you're waiting on your food to come. And let's just say you, out of the periphery of your vision, you notice something moving across the floor behind you kind of fast. And upon closer inspection, you're laughing. It's a bug. It's a bug. Now, you have yet to order your food, but one of the employees notice it, and they come out and they handle it once it's brought to their attention that, look, there's this. What do you do? Do you say, cancel my order, we're going to leave? Do you continue and with your order? Do you bring it to their attention? What do you do in that hypothetical situation?
I'll speak on that because I've been in a situation where I was ordering food and I'll call them B-57 roaches.
Big ones, right?
Yeah, went to crawling. And I just don't like bugs. I don't like bugs, and especially where I'm eating. So I did get a manager. It's like, hey, you got roaches. And could I just please have my money back? And
So
I
you're out of
left.
there.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a fly, It depends on the bug. If it's a fly or something like that, I can handle that. But a roach, they multiply quick. So if there's one, there's an army somewhere.
What about a rodent? A rodent?
Oh,
Rodent as well.
Same thing. You stay or you leave?
No, I would leave.
We're going to tape a program titled "Parents Just Don't Understand." Will Smith, that was a hit for him way back when, before he became a parent. But you know, now he's in the news a lot lately, for himself as well as for his children. So parents just don't understand. What are some things that you remember when you were a child that you felt like your parents just didn't quite get you, but now that you're a parent or been parent, maybe even grandparents in some cases, thinking back, what are some things that you said they really knew what they were talking about? Dating, school, homework, job, wearing your hair a certain way, dressing a certain way that you wanted to do, but your parents said, you're not going out of the house like that. And now you have to tell your child that.
work.
Say it again?
Work.
Let's talk to me.
My parents, for me, I started working because my parents wanted us, or we needed to work in the fields. And when I say fields, I'm talking picking peas, beans, corn, you know, those type things. And, you know, I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to use my Saturday away from watching cartoons. And my parents, you know, we're going out, we're going to do this, we need to pick them, we need to shell the peas when we get back, and then they're going to blanch them, et cetera, and put them up. And I didn't understand the why. I didn't understand, why are we doing this? Why am I working at such a young age?
Did you think they were mean?
Well, yeah, when I was a kid. But then I realized that instilled a work ethic in me. And I said, had I not gone through that time and allowed and just listened to my parents and worked, I probably would not have the work ethic that I have today.
So it was net gain, it was a plus for you.
It was a plus. It really was a plus.
Okay. Do y'all want to weigh in on that?
I think that it just doesn't compare because times are different. You know, things are just not the same as they were when my parents were young, when I was young. And it's just a matter of trying to understand, because I feel like some of the pressures that the children are facing are really heavy. And I feel like as a parent, we must validate and let children know at home who they are.
That's right.
And how they're supposed to be treated, respect, and those foundations, so that when they get out into school and at work, they know how to conduct themselves. And I grew up in an age where it was children should be seen and not heard. And a lot of times you have people, it's like, use your voice, and they don't because they were silenced. And it's a way to go about it. You know, tone, you know, share, you know, tell me what you want to say, because I feel like a lot of parents and just people in general don't understand, because when people are not heard, children, they begin to act out, and then we start to label them as this or that when they are just really trying to
Express themselves?
Absolutely express themselves, and they don't know how a lot of times, and it's people are misunderstood. So I just think it's a different time, and it takes a different approach.
So you say the parents aren't the ones that's understood. It's the children. Parents just don't understand the children, right?
Right.
Okay,
We
did
just
you
gotta
wanna weigh in on
understand
that?
each other. Yeah.
Leta?
Yeah, I mean, my heart is over here jumping because I totally agree with what she says.
Okay.
Because it was the same for me when I grew up. It's better to be seen and not heard. But nowadays, with what our kids are dealing with social media thrown in there, most kids are being raised by single parent mothers, and nowadays fathers too. And as parents, you either sacrifice now or you're going to sacrifice later. You can't leave it up to the schools to raise your kids. I feel like teachers get treated so unfair. They're supposed to be the teacher, the mother, the father, the disciplinarian, and they're blamed for some behavior that should be addressed at home.
That's good.
And yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
But you mentioned teacher, and I want to kind of segue that to, this is kind of off course, but just give me the name of the teacher that had the most indelible impression on you growing up. If you ask anybody, somebody will tell you at least one teacher that left that impression upon you. Who was that teacher, and just briefly, why?
I would say my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Sprague.
What was it about Mr. Spray?
He was a math teacher, and he made sure you got it. He made sure you understood it. Nowadays, when you talk to some of the kids, I've talked to kids where they say, you know, they ask the teacher for help, and they don't have time to break it down and teach them, you know. And so for me, Mr. Sprague was the teacher for me that made sure we got it as students. We understood what we were doing.
Hey, Vonne, who was that teacher?
My junior English teacher, Miss Floyd.
Miss Floyd.
Yes, Miss Floyd.
And you laughed.
She just, well, because she was just so fun-loving, and she would always tell us to have a safe and happy weekend every Friday. Have a safe and happy. And I can just see her face. And I remember years later after I, you know, was out of high school and I saw her out shopping. And she remembered me and we talked, and it was just such a great exchange. And she said, you know, just was very encouraging.
Beautiful.
Very encouraging. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Shanita.
Okay. Everybody's smiling.
Had a flashback, huh?
Yes. Miss Baker, my 2nd grade teacher, she was elegant. She was, she carried herself in such a proper manner, and she wanted all of her students to be the same way. And she did take time with us. And her husband was the principal of the school. So I saw Black people in leadership. And at that, you know, not too far removed, but it wasn't too many African Americans who were teachers, principals, and so they were my role models. And then I saw that they had this nice, beautiful home, because teachers were paid very well compared to the rest of the community at that time. So she just set a bar for me and all of the African American students that were in school.
So all of your examples, everyone kind of instilled a love of learning at a young age. We move towards the conclusion of our program. Time goes by fast when you're having fun.
I know.
As I started, I said you all are public access producers, right? Or involved with public access. What is it about public access that attracted you to even get involved? I mean, you know, you go through these classes, you pay a small amount of nominal fee to learn, but you get a chance to do stuff behind the scenes. But in addition to that, what is it that attracted you to want to get involved with public access?
For me, it allows you to have a voice to put out there for things that are dear to your heart, and to bring healing connection to communities.
Okay.
That's good. So for me, it was, I feel like a nudge. It just kept kind of being in my feed. Public, you know, when I was scrolling, and I'm like, let me see what this is all about. So it was, I feel like a nudge, and for me, it is the preparation for the main stage.
Preparation for the main stage. It's interesting. Shanita.
For me, it's an outlet, a creative outlet that someone else could enjoy, and the interest that I have, someone else may have it, and I want to just share it with everyone. Both ladies have wonderful points, and I share them with them as well. For me, it's just being able to have that outlet and allow others to share in my love of the topic.
So if you could, for those who are not, don't have a program on currently, give me an idea for a program that you'd like to produce on public access. I mean, if you had access to volunteers, money wasn't an issue, time was, you don't have to worry about getting kicked out the studio. You didn't have to worry about creating your own set. Let's say when you walked in the door, your set was boom, ready. I want each of you to give me an idea of the program that you'd like to produce at public access. And let's just throw in one, check this out, throw in one celebrity that because you know somebody who knows somebody, you can get that celebrity to come on this particular program. What is the type of program would you produce and who would that celebrity be? And we got about 1 minute for each of you.
I would say if it was living or dead,
Let's
celebrity.
get somebody that's alive. We don't want to do a Weekend at Bernie's
I
type
mean,
of thing.
I really wanted Maya Angelou.
Okay.
So, and it would be my upcoming show, which is Phenomenal Women,
Oh.
which
That was one of
is
her poems,
about women overcoming obstacles
Mm-hmm.
and allowing them to share the stage and share their victory and how they overcame obstacles.
Okay, good. Maya Angelou. Now, she was possibly doable because she was right up there in Winston-Salem, you know? Who you got, Vonne?
You know what? I'm not sure. I'm just sitting here kind of thinking.
You want us to come back to you?
Yeah, could you? Thanks.
Okay. So she threw the ball off over you.
Is that okay, Leta?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. The show I would love to have is Healing is the Children's Bread.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And the celebrities would be the children.
Okay,
That is
okay.
I would have to say that I would want families to be here. And I would say that the celebrity guests would be Bishop Jakes.
Oh,
To
TD
come,
Jakes. Okay.
to come and kind of help families. Because I think sometimes families are struggling and that he could give a word to husbands to lead, wives, he and his wife, Sarita, husbands, wives, and, you know, just how to build strong families so that we can then send those kids out into the world to really be successful.
Rapid fire, which was the end of 2023. 2024 is knocking at our door. Dare I say, what are some things you're looking forward to in 2024? And what do you remember most about 2023? What are you looking for in 2024? And what do you remember most fond memories of 2023?
2020.
I say just seeing my 93-year-old mother make it day after day, mentally strong at 93, still holding on. And 2024, I'm just looking forward to hopefully seeing our communities be healed.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay.
So I am looking for more in 2024. I expect to do greater things for the community, greater things for giving a voice to the situationally homeless individuals, more to empower women to take back their power and their authority. And 2023 was my year of letting go.
Awesome.
Year of letting go.
That's awesome. So 2023 for me was about healing and growth and doing the work that I needed to do on myself so that going forward, I can reach back and help others. So 2024, I'm looking forward to abundance, prosper, and all that God has for me.
Awesome, awesome. And on that note, I want to thank you all for helping produce this particular episode of the Chocolate Box Presents. As we open our program, we say you never know what you're going to get. So you had no idea you all would be guests tonight. So thank you for appearing on tonight's episode and for all the help you've given this program over the past year and for some of you all several years. And as is customary, we like to end each episode by offering our guests an opportunity to participate in a little ritual we call the eating of the chocolates. So I'm going to pass these chocolates over here. If you care to partake, pass those down. And again,
Thank you.
as we wrap up 2024, thank you all for tuning into the Chocolate Box. You can see archived episodes of the Chocolate Box Presents by going to YouTube and just Google Chocolate Box. Some other stuff will come up, but Chocolate Box Presents TV, you'll see more than 50 or 100 episodes. And make sure you subscribe, write a comment, share it, do all that other good stuff. We're trying to get our numbers up. My name is Chocolate Drop, and we'll see you on the internet. That's a wrap. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Chocolate Drop with the Chocolate Box Presents and
Tia Capers of My Sankofa Table.
And we want to encourage you to tune into both our programs. The Chocolate Box comes on every Tuesday at 12 noon and then again at 9 p.m. And what about My Sankofa Table?
My Sankofa Table airs every second and fourth Saturday of the month, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
On Spectrum Cable Channel 21 and AT&T Uverse Channel 99. So you never know what you're going to get.
Nope.
You can watch the Chocolate Box Presents or
My Sankofa Table. What else?
and everyone is welcome at the table.
Absolutely.
Hope to see you there.
See you there.